Hey guys, it's Lisa and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to make some, I guess what you would call snow globes, or some will be cloches, but I'm just going to kind of turn this into a somewhat of a snow globe, or I guess maybe this one would be more like a cloche. But anyway, I'm going to paint this. My sister gave this to me, and she had it with the intention of doing something with it herself. And then she brought it to me and suggested that I turn it into this. So I'm painting all of this in the color buttercream, and I give it 2 coats and let it dry well. And I need to paint the inside and out. And I'm even going to paint this thing on the front because I just wasn't sure that I could make that look right if I didn't just paint the whole thing solid. So I'm going to paint the whole thing with 2 coats of the color buttercream. Then I'll apply a clear wax to this. Now I could use a top coat, but I decided just to use a clear wax to seal this. Now if the temperature had been higher today, then I would have taken it outside and given it a coat of a clear matte sealer. But like I said, I just decided to go ahead and just add some clear wax. The little flap on the bottom, the little clear plastic flap, I ended up breaking that off on purpose because I just didn't really like the way it looked. So then I was able to paint back inside better also. And I wanted some distress on this, but if I tried to even wet distress it, it would go down to that red, so I didn't want that. So I decided to use my my ink pad here to just very lightly add some distress. So once I got this painted and dry and sealed, I took some cardboard and traced out a circle with my globe here out of just some white cardboard, and then it would fit right down into there. And then I decided to take some of this. It's almost like a batting, but I really don't know what kind of fabric this is, but it almost looks like batting. And then I cut this out just a little bit larger than the circle so that I can cover it, use some hot glue and cover this. So I just glued the disc to the fabric, cut it a little bit larger, and then I just finished gluing around the edge and kind of wrapped it over it. Then it fit right down into that, to the little opening, and gave me a flat base for my little scene. And because this is missing the little piece on the top, then I just add a little glass knob and just kind of glue that onto the top with some E6000. And now I'm using a little church that I bought from the Dollar Tree last year. So I just took my wire cutters and cut the little plastic hook off the top and repainted it. And now I'm just going to put that little church in there with a couple of little trees. and add some snow, and this will be finished. But first I decided that I wanted this front tree to be just a little bit shorter. So I just take my scissors and cut it the size that I want, and then I use my wire cutters and cut that top off. And then that gives me one that's substantially shorter for the front. And now all I'm going to do is just glue these down to this cardboard piece, which has cloth on it, but I'm just hot gluing that down. And then I'll just take my little fake snow that I get at the Dollar Tree, and then just kind of scatter that around, and this little snow globe cloche will be finished. And now for the next one, I'm just using this little lantern, and it has one piece of glass missing, but I don't mind. I'm going to take all this glass out and paint this black, and it just takes one coat because it actually is black. It just has that bronze kind of dry brushed over the top. So I take these glasses out, and then instead of leaving the one on the side broken, I'm going to put the glass back in the sides when I'm finished and just leave the back open. And now I'm just taking a piece of fabric and gluing to the bottom. And that will just kind of mimic a little blanket of snow. So now this is also a Dollar Tree deer that I got last year, and I cut the little hook off the top of this one, and then I'm going to leave this one just like it is, except I do want a little cardboard platform that I'll glue him to so that he'll be able to stand up properly. So I glue him in place, or set him in place, and then glue some trees down behind him, and then I'm just going to add snow to this one. And I am going to add some Christmas greenery to the top, so I'll just kind of glue it and wire it together in somewhat of a spray, and then I'll add a black and white plaid bow to the top, and our gingham bow, and then this will be finished. So now I just wire this to the top and then tie that bow, and just a regular bow. Actually, I did a double bow, and then secured it right over the top of this greenery. Now the next one is going to be a very simple cloche, and actually it was already a cloche, and I bought it on just a white base, and the white base didn't have any distressing on it, and I felt like it needed some, so I just took some sandpaper and just lightly distressed around the base. And now I'm going to make a simple little cloche with this one. And because it's so small, all I'm going to do is put another one of these little churches inside it. And I'm not even going to glue this down because it's not really going to be hard. It's not going to have a problem staying in place, rather. And so all I'm doing here is just adding some of my little snow around the church, and then I'll put that top back on. And I did feel like this needed to be lifted some, so I end up gluing it on top of a candlestick, and then I'll tie a lace bow around the top and put some little pearl accent in the center of the bow, and then this one will be finished. And because both the candlestick and this base are wood, I'm just using Titebond to glue this on. So for my last one, I just picked up this little terrarium ornament at the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to glue the flat bottom of the terrarium to the top of this little glass candlestick. And so I'm using Titebond, but then I put just a little bit of hot glue between my other glue just for some quick hold. So now I'm just gluing my little trees in this one, and I had to cut one tree really down, up quite a bit smaller. And I glue both of those down, and then I scatter a little bit of Spanish moss on the bottom, and then I sprinkle my snow. And then I'll just add a little bow to the little opening on the side, where I guess it's where you water from, but it has a little hole there, so that's where I attach my my bow, and then this one will be finished. And I added some buttons to the bottom of this one, just kind of boost it up a little bit, because what I ended up doing is using what I cut off another tree, so it ended up being just a little bit short, so I boosted it up with some buttons, which will be covered with the Spanish moss and then the snow. So That was just a little quick fix there, and I didn't have to throw the top of that other tree away. And it was actually a little bit hard to get the snow in this one, but I just had to kind of do a little bit at a time. And some of these were just some really quick and easy ways to add a festive touch without having to do anything really permanent. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope to see you in the next. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless you and your family.